Okay, I do read the comments quite often. I'm well aware of the fact that I'm bald. But someone threw out the idea of Blade versus Deathstroke. And I went, wow. That'd be something great to either see done stop motion with little action figures, which I think Hero and stuff would probably end up doing. I think it's Heroes and stuff. He did a really great one that was Black Panther versus Batman. You definitely should check out. Great stuff. I also thought too you could potentially do a supercut from some of the 3 movies and Arrow, or the same way you could take the when Blade was in Spider-Man the Animated Series and compare that with the Teen Titans Slade, the good Teen Titans, the good one, the one that got canceled for some reason. So, but I'm talking comic books here. It's always I do a 9 criteria system: intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, edge rejection, versatility, and overall X factor. Now, if it's 5 to 4 person with 5, more than likely should be able to get to victory. And I count all things being equal. None of that, well, this guy's faster, so he's going to win. If that ends up being true, then I guess Flash defeats the vast majority of people in the DC and Marvel universe. Because he's faster. But here we go. Intelligence. Blade is somebody who has decent academic background, but everyone has more said that Slade is using 90% of his brain. So he's using a much more higher percentage and much faster processing. So Slade definitely takes the edge there. Fighting ability. This one you could kind of go back and forth with, because they both have a tremendous amount of martial arts background, but I'm going to give the fighting ability edge to Deathstroke because he has a lot more, he's a lot older. So he's got a lot more experience. He has a lot more experience, a lot more background when it comes to different sorts of fights. Strength. This is Blade. Deathstroke is normally considered, depending on Aaron who's riding him, he's normally considered 2 to 4 ton. You're probably thinking, no, he's much more. No. 2 to 4 ton for someone who is like low-level superhuman is pretty impressive. He's taking on someone who is normally considered 8 to 10 on the conservative side. So look at 2 to 4 versus 8 to 10, both of those numbers be on the conservative side. Because depending on who's riding and who's doing what, Blade can be considered a 25-ton guy, Slade can be considered a 10-ton guy, but they still put more stock into the strength abilities of Blade. That, of course, he's also half vampire. Speed. Half of this one to Blade. Blade is considered to be subsonic. And while Deathstroke is fast, I don't picture him running to a point he's going to be almost near a sonic boom. Durability. Slade, great amount of regeneration. Blade's like I think someone said Blade is really, really close in regenerative abilities, pretty close to that of like a Wolverine. He's got a tremendous amount of regenerative abilities that he has at his disposal. He's a lot more difficult to put down. Invulnerability. Now we're looking at what sort of armor. Blade normally is clad in Kevlar armor versus nth metal. So I'm going to have to give the edge, definitely give the edge in durability to nth metal. So now we're at range. This was a little more kind of dicey. Blade, if you look at Movie Blade, lots of throwing implements, very, very light in handguns. Versus Deathstroke, tremendous amount of handguns, tremendous amount of throwing implements. And Blade is predominantly more geared towards fighting vampires. Deathstroke is more geared towards fighting everybody. Versatility. Again, this is where, Blade more tailored toward fighting vampires. Slade more tailored towards fighting metahumans. So he's going to bring a lot of different sort of flash grenades. He's going to bring a lot more different things to the table. He's going to bring a whole host of other sorts of skills and tactical abilities. Because he's used to hunting metahuman individuals. Or being a mercenary to protect metahuman individuals. So he's much more geared towards fighting somebody of Blade. X Factor of Blade. Predominantly because with him being a vampire, he has a lot more additional vampire sort of abilities that are things that Slade hasn't quite dealt with. Super speed, he's dealt with speedsters. Guys who have been beat by strength, he's faced guys like that before. Guys who have regenerative abilities, he's fought those people before. That all coalesced into one individual who's also part vampire. That have the weaknesses. it's going to be something kind of unique for Slade to take on. But he's going to have enough of background experience to know how to defeat an enemy with this sort of capabilities.